Hi, I'm Butch Lang, and I'm with the JetHQ sales team based in Kansas City. And I am here in Wichita, Kansas today at the Center of Aviation to introduce you to the Hawker 4000, probably the most technologically advanced super mid airplane built. Now, the Hawker 4000 is one of the most advanced technology airplanes built. And there's really 5 reasons for that. The first item would be the fuselage. It's an all-composite fuselage that provided us the ability to build a lighter fuselage. It's also stronger than traditionally built fuselages. It's almost impervious to all the fluids that are associated with airplanes, so your fuel, your oil, and your hydraulic fluid. It also gave you some flexibility in the cabin. You're able to get a bigger cabin with this fuselage. We had an entire flat floor. It's also easy to maintain. For some reason, a fuel truck backed into your airplane and made a dent. All composite fuselage is a field repairable item. You don't have to take it in, it doesn't propagate. Number 2, I'd like to talk about is the Fuji Heavy Industries wing. Fuji Heavy Industries built this new wing for Hawker Beechcraft a number of years ago. It's one of the most modern wings produced today. What it did, it gave you it's a moderately swept wing. It has a very high lift capability, and we were able to get short field performance with this new design wing without putting leading edge devices, leading edge slats, what they're called a lot on that. That was another technological advanced at the time. The next item would probably be the engines. That's number 3. The engines are Pratt & Whitney 308As. They produce 6,900 pounds of thrust on it. Essentially 6,000-hour TBO, so you have a 3,000-hour midlife on it. Standard on the airplane with the 308A engines is a full authority auto throttle, and that's standard on the airplane. It's not even an option. It's standard on all of them. It also produces, well, I said 6,900 pounds of thrust, and it's integrated with the avionics, which I will explain later. The next item, exterior-wise, would be the trailing link landing gear. The trailing link landing gear does a couple of things for you. First, in rough weather conditions, you're able to make a smoother and safer landing, and also enabled to get the fuselage down a little lower to the ground so you can load baggage very quickly into it. At chest high, you don't need a ladder, and you don't have as many steps to get back up into the airplane. The last item is the avionics. It's a 5-display Primus Epic, fully integrated avionics system that is probably still the most advanced of any airplane of this category out there. Now you ask, what does all this technology do for you with the airplane? Well, now it's a big airplane. Efficiency with the lighter weights, the smaller engines, you're able to go so fast efficiently and burn less gas. That's one of the best things about it. Comfortable cabin, low cabin altitudes at high aircraft altitudes. That's one of the advantages of the composite. And it's a very quiet airplane. It helped us to make it quiet. And we can carry 8 people. You can take 900 pounds of baggage in the aft baggage compartment. All right, I want to talk a little bit about the performance of the airplane. It's 3,200 nautical mile airplane. It can take full fuel and approximately 1,400 pounds of payload. That's excellent for a super mid category airplane. About 3 speeds that I want to talk with you about. You can push it up to Mach 8.4. Normal cruise is about Mach 8.2. But even long-range cruise is a pretty incredible Mach 7.8 to get you out to 3,200 nautical miles. Let me tell you a little bit about the Hawker 4000 cabin. A couple of the benefits of the composite technology is we were able to do a very large cabin with a flat floor. The seating configuration, you have 2 options. One's a double club, seating 8 passengers plus a belted lab, give you 9. Or you have the option of adding a 3-place divan, and that would give you 10 passengers total. Normally it would be 9, but you could put 1 on the lavatory and you'd end up with 10 seats. The cabin is very quiet, very comfortable, One of the reasons it's so comfortable is that at your higher altitudes, the cabin altitude is low. For example, at 41,000 feet, the airplane's at 41,000 feet, the cabin's at 5,000. If you're at 45,000 feet, the cabin's still only at 5,700. So you don't get fatigued and as tired and as dried out as you would if your cabin was, say, up at 9,000, 10,000 feet, which is the case on a lot of the competitive airplanes. One thing I'd like to talk about is the extraordinary standard equipment on this airplane that's not even offered on some of the competitive super mid. First one would be full authority auto throttle. Some airplanes you can't even get it. Second would be dual air cycle machines are standard. The air cycle machines provide your pressurization. If one failed in flight on a Hawker 4000, you just keep on going. If you only had one air cycle machine, you'd be forced to descent. And if you were over water or a remote area, you might be challenged fuel. The other one is it has dual IRS standard. Your dual inertial reference system is standard. Most of the time you only get one. Then we also have a full ICAS with synoptics that are on the Primus Epic 5-display system. So the standard equipment on this airplane is pretty incredible. All right, let me tell you about the Hawker 4000 cabin. That's one of the best features of the Hawker 4000. It's an entirely flat floor from the cockpit all the way through the cabin, through the lavatory, right on into the baggage compartment, which is accessible in flight. Now, right now, this particular Hawker 4000 is a double club configuration. You've got all 8 chairs are fully articulating and they're berthable. So actually on a long flight, you could berth 4 places in this airplane and full stretched out entirely. Each club has their own table. There's 2 tables in the forward club and there's 2 tables in the aft club. They're very large and very strong. The other thing that's great about the airplane is the galley, which is forward galley. It has both ovens and microwaves. Some have both, some have one or the other. You can take catering for 8 people and at least 2 to 3 meals if need be. And each seat has their own lighting control. This seat actually has the temperature control for the cabin if they want. You have your own entertainment system at each seat. So you could be watching 8 different movies if you wanted to in this airplane. The emergency exit is located at the aft club, but it doesn't interfere with any of the seating configuration. You can still, even in the front of the emergency exit, you can fully berth these seats. This interior on this airplane, like I said, is the double club. If you wanted to, there's some of them that have a divan on this side. That's a 3-place divan. So you have 9 passengers. If you want somebody on the lavatory seats, you could take 10. All right, let's talk about the cockpit of the Hawker 4000 a little bit. It is a Honeywell Primus Epic system. It's a 5-display system. Each display is 8 inches by 10 inches, and they are interchangeable. We have the traditional Hawker yoke in the airplane. We have nose gear steering, very convenient to the pilot's left hand here. Then again, the standard equipment, standard, not optional, on all these airplanes is dual IRS. You have your dual air cycle machines. You have your auto throttle, all standard. One other thing that bears mentioning is does have a hydraulic motor-driven generator. Now that's if all your generators failed, which would be that's a bad day. You still have one more generator that's hydraulically driven that powers the whole airplane. On the overhead, there's very limited systems operations. It's mainly lights on the overhead, so you're not always looking up. You can keep your focus on the panel here that we're looking at. Very roomy, very comfortable for long flights, easily accessible getting in and out. If you'd like additional information on this very technologically advanced airplane, please call us at JetHQ. We have all the technical information that you would need. We have flight planning guides, we have specs, we have maintenance. Any information that you would like on this Hawker 4000, we can get to you very easily. Just call us, we'll provide it.